Hello everyone, I'm Marc Guberti, the teenager entrepreneur, and I got a question recently. And the question comes from Ebonee of Luma. Luma is a Wi-Fi service that makes the Wi-Fi around your house nice, speedy, and also secure. So the question was, what are the tools that you use in order to be productive at home? So productivity is something very important, and it's something that I've had to master in order to actually be successful in business, because I've got all of these different things going on. I'm a student, I'm an athlete, and I'm also an entrepreneur. So productivity is critical for me. So you may be shocked that as a millennial, as one of these digital natives who uses the computer a lot, none of my tools are on the computer. None of them. I use no online tools, zero, for my productivity. So what do I use? I use the simple stuff that you've heard of before, but these online tools for productivity are slowly trying to replace those things. So what do I use? The first thing I use, sticky notes. Sticky notes, I use them for reminders, and more importantly, I write down all the things I have to do in a given day. Now, sticky notes are readily accessible to us. So some people with sticky notes are productive, some not as much, but they do boost overall productivity. So the difference behind sticky notes and who's productive with them and who's not productive with them is how they are used. So when I use my sticky notes, I always use them the night before, and I identify all of the goals I have to do the very next day. That way I'm sleeping, I wake up, I look at my sticky notes, and then boom, I know exactly what I have to do in that given day. So the next thing that I use is a weekly scorecard. And a weekly scorecard is simply you list all the goals that you have to accomplish within a given week. And as you progress towards accomplishing those goals, you identify that progress on the scorecard and you put a big check mark next to any of those weekly goals that you accomplish. So these are not the little tasks that are going on to these weekly scorecards. This is not email so-and-so. It's the big things, like how many blog posts you want to write, how many videos you want to do, what is the big milestone that you want to make for your product this week. That's what goes on to the weekly scorecard. And I learned this through trial and error. You don't want to bombard yourself with dozens of different tasks you want to do for a given week, because a list that goes from one side of the spectrum to the whole other side of the spectrum, it's going to get very messy. You're going to have a lot of different things that you have to do, but you never actually do them. So don't give yourself a bunch of goals. Give yourself a few goals that are going to lead to the biggest impact. Put those on your weekly scorecard. And finally, when I was answering this question, I did not come in contact with the whole idea of creating a structure, but now I have. So structure is something that I've started to do recently, and structure is basically you identify all of the things you are going to do at specific time frames of a specific day and all given days of the week. So on Monday at like 3 p.m., for instance, I know exactly what I am doing. So the big conflict with this type of structure is that the whole point of becoming an entrepreneur is that you free yourself from working as for someone else. You have control of your schedule. So that's the lore of entrepreneurship for many people. So why are we creating the structure where all of a sudden we have a set time frame where, like, at this time and this date you have to be doing this, at this day of the week you're doing that? Why would you do that? Well, the answer is that you are still giving yourself freedom of choice. So if I know that at Tuesday at, let's say, 7 p.m. I have to do a video, I'm doing a video at that time frame, but it's up to me to decide what video I do, what topic. That is something that I get to choose. But if you do not create that structure and you decide, okay, I'll do it whenever I feel like it, because that's the freedom of being an entrepreneur, it's not going to work out as well, because you have no accountability. You are not keeping yourself accountable to getting it done. It's great to have other people making you accountable, but if you are not making yourself accountable, it's not going to work out as well. So creating that structure basically makes you and your mind clear on what you're supposed to be doing when for your business. And it's just gonna make the whole creative process easier because now you're making less decisions. It's not, do I wanna write that blog post or do I want to do that YouTube video? It's, okay, let me look at my structure, let me look at the time of day, and whatever's there is what it's gonna be the next thing that I do, whether it be a blog post or a YouTube video. Less decisions allows you to focus more on the creative side and be more productive. So those are basically the tools that I use in order to manage my productivity. It's not online apps, online tools. Some of those are really great, but I feel like those are just the online versions of things like sticky notes, weekly scorecards, structure, and other things of that nature. So if you are a first-time visitor to this YouTube channel, I greatly appreciate it if you hit subscribe in order to get more videos just like this one. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this one, because I look at the engagement of these videos to see which videos you guys want more of. Okay, signing off, what I want you to do is to dream big, achieve greatness, and unlock your potential today.